Have you ever given your loved ones a lot of care and concern only to be let down and abused? Some people only show up when they need help and then disappear as soon as their goals are met, like birds flying away after the spring. How can we get back to a state of balance and inner peace after something like this happens? In this situation, the timeless theory of Stoicism shines like a lighthouse. By looking at 10 rules for how men and women should talk to each other, you will learn how to strengthen your inner strength. If you don't make these 10 mistakes, you will see positive changes in yourself and your relationships. If you are having problems in a relationship, take some time to think about it and join us on this journey to broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding. If you agree with this valuable philosophy, please hit the like button to support us before we start. Sign up for the channel if you haven't already, and turn on alerts so you don't miss any good videos. If you like this video, please leave a comment and share it with someone who needs it right now. Let's get started. Number 1. Don't let obsession destroy you. Picture your life as if you were constantly redecorating your home to suit someone else's taste. Never considering your own preferences, you spend so much time and energy making sure everything is perfect for them that your own style and comfort become afterthoughts. This is what happens when you let your life revolve entirely around others, much like a satellite endlessly orbiting a planet. When you pour all your focus into someone else, you risk losing sight of your own dreams, desires, and the unique traits that make you who you are. Let's say you love painting, but your partner thinks it's a waste of time, so you pack away your brushes and canvases, telling yourself that it doesn't matter. Or perhaps you enjoy hiking, but your friends prefer hanging out at the mall, so you stop exploring the trails you once loved over time. These small sacrifices pile up, and you find yourself disconnected from the things that once brought you joy, instead of continually adjusting your life to align with others' expectations. Take a look at Marcus Aurelius's wise words. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. This wise saying reminds us that true peace and fulfillment come from within, not from always trying to please others. If you get too caught up in other people's stories, they can throw your own life off balance, leaving you feeling ignored and undervalued. Stoicism shows us how important it is to live by our own rules and values. It tells us to be happy with ourselves instead of looking for approval from other people. Think about how strong you'd become if you focused on your own growth. Health and happiness. By doing this, you not only improve your own life, but you also become a more calm and grounded person who can make a positive difference in the lives of those around you. It's time to stop being a supporting character in someone else's story. Get your life back by becoming the lead character in your own story. Stop playing second fiddle and take the lead. Remember that your life is a masterpiece that you need to paint with big, bold lines and bright colors. Be proud of who you are. Enjoy your unique journey, and don't let anyone else's needs get in the way of your own brilliance. You deserve to shine in the spotlight, be recognized, and be true to yourself. Using Stoic ideas and concepts, you can be clear about what you want and still find a balance that meets your needs and the needs of others. First, be honest about what you want and say it out loud. If you love drawing, make time for it. Hiking regularly will help you stay true to yourself and keep your inner tranquility, as Marcus Aurelius says. Remember that living a Stoic life means realizing that you can't control other people, but you can control your reactions and choices by putting your own well-being first and staying true to your own values. By living a life that shows who you really are, you not only make your own life more satisfying, but you also encourage others to do the same. Write your own story and let it be an honest one. Strength and unwavering self-respect. Number 2, Don't spend all of your time on them. Don't give them all of your valuable time to meet their never-ending wants. Every minute you spend on them too much is a minute you can't get back, a piece of your life that disappears forever. Time is your most valuable asset. It's a gift to be treasured, not money to be spent on endless demands. Seneca pointed out a deep truth. We don't have a short time to live, but we waste a lot of it. If you give all of your time to someone else, you miss out on the rich and vibrant experiences that life has to offer. Imagine giving all of your time to a friend who always needs your help, but never tries to solve their own problems. Every time they call, you drop everything to help them. And soon, your own goals and dreams start to slip away because you're too busy taking care of someone else's problems. As always, remember that you are in charge of your own time and shouldn't waste it on people who might not understand its true value. Focus on what makes you happy in relationships and watch how your life changes. This is just as important when it comes to yourself and your goals. Don't let your partner's needs take over your whole day. If they care about you, they'll understand and support your need for alone time and growth. A healthy friendship values each person's time and encourages two-way spread. Epictetus reminds us to focus on what we can control. You can't change other people's needs or how much they value your time, but you can change how you spend it. Invest your hours and minutes in what matters to you, and watch your life grow when you follow this Stoic wisdom number 3. Don't change your life to fit others. Imagine cooking a meal, but instead of following your own recipe, you try to incorporate every suggestion from friends and family. The result is a dish that's confusing and unsatisfying, leaving you wondering what went wrong. This is similar to what happens when you bend over backwards to meet everyone's expectations. As Seneca said, everywhere means nowhere. Spreading yourself too thin across many directions can leave you feeling lost and without a clear goal. Remember a time when you may have decided to do extra work at work just to make your co-workers happy, but your own project may have suffered because of it. Or think of a time when you tried to make everyone in your social circle happy. You agreed to plans you didn't want to follow just to please other people. This constant need to please others takes your energy and weakens your sense of self, especially in relationships with women. It's important to stay true to yourself and not change who you are just to fit in. For example, if you change your interests or opinions all the time to fit in with your partners, you might lose sight of your own passions and values. This can make you and your partner lose respect for you, because being yourself is important for making deep connections. You no longer need to hide to fit in with the background. Instead, you should shine like a beacon in the dark. Accept the things that make you different and enjoy your individuality. Don't let other people influence your trip. Take control of your life and make your own way. Remember that your life is a canvas ready for your brush, not a sketch for someone else to draw. For example, Socrates never gave up his beliefs, even though it cost him a lot. He inspired generations and left a lasting legacy. In the same way, you should let your true colors shine and light up the world with your authenticity and vision. This is your chance to show the world who you are and what you stand for. When you live authentically, you not only honor yourself, but you also attract people who appreciate and respect you for who you are. This is the essence of a fulfilling life, and as the Stoics said, so embrace your strengths. 4. Put your mental health and happiness first. Be honest about your flaws and live a life that is truly yours. Putting someone else's happiness ahead of your own is like constantly pouring water into their cup while yours stays empty. When you put others' needs ahead of your own, you're giving them control over your happiness and letting them take your emotions and mental health wherever they want. This can get stuck in a cycle where you're always trying to meet their needs while your own weakens. leaving you feeling unfulfilled and worn out from a Stoic point of view. This method can't work in the long term. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to keep our inner peace and control ourselves. One of the great Stoic philosophers says that we shouldn't base our happiness on things we can't change. For example, if we always put the needs of others ahead of our own, we give up control of our feelings and happiness to outside forces. This goes against Stoic advice, which says we should focus on the things we can control, like our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Think about a friend who is always there for others, willing to listen and lend a hand. While this is admirable, if they don't set limits and give themselves time to recharge, they could burn out and become resentful or overwhelmed, unable to enjoy their relationships fully. It's important to take a step back and get back in charge of your life. Your mental health and happiness are worth it. Treasures that should be strongly guarded and not given away easily or forgotten, so that someone else can be happy instead of being a supporting character in someone else's life story. Now is the time to take the lead in your own story. Protect your inner peace and happiness with the same dedication and zeal that a treasure hunter protects a valuable find. Make your emotions stronger and promise yourself that you will never let other people take away your happiness. Remember that your mind is your sanctuary, a place that is only yours, where you have the power to create your future and find joy in the process. Take advantage of this power and make your life fit your own wants, needs, and dreams. In relationships, this means setting healthy limits. It's important to be clear and assertive about your needs when someone constantly demands your time and energy without giving it back. For example, if your partner always expects you to drop everything for them, tell them that while you value the relationship, you also need time to recharge. By doing this, you not only show that you value the relationship, but you also show that you value yourself. Protect your health and teach others to do the same. In the end, putting your health first isn't selfish. It's necessary for a balanced, happy life. When you take care of yourself, you're better able to help and care for others. By following Stoic principles and staying in control of your inner peace, you can create a life where your needs are met and your happiness grows. Fifth, don't say yes just to give them what they want. Giving up the things that make you happy is like giving up your favorite hobbies for ones that make you feel dull and uninspired. Marcus Aurelius was wise when he said that the happiness of your life rests on the quality of your thoughts. This means that when you agree to do things that go against what you really want, it's like walking around in shoes that don't fit. Every step feels painful and awkward. This kind of sacrifice makes you unhappy because it feels like you're going off the path that was meant for you all along. For example, let's say you love painting, but you always agree to go to social events that drain your energy and leave you with little time for your art. Over time, your passion fades and you find yourself living a life that feels foreign and unfulfilling. This is an example of the Stoic principle of acting in line with your true self and not giving in to outside pressures. Giving up trying to please everyone else at the cost of your own happiness is very important. Learning to say no can be as refreshing as a cool breeze on a hot day. It frees you from unnecessary responsibilities and restores your reins. Remember that you're not here to please others or perform as instructed. Life is about being genuine and recognizing your true self, even when it's hard. Listen to your heart and trust your gut. Allow yourself to take a step back if something seems off. Your life is your own story, and you are the major character and hero of it. You are not just a supporting character in someone else's drama. Take on this job. Bring yourself to the forefront and live by your own rules and rhythms. This isn't just about choosing happiness, it's also about caring for and respecting your deepest self. If you love writing but are always too busy with other things to make time for it, it's time to reevaluate your priorities and say no to extra tasks that don't help you reach your goals. Spend that time writing about what you really want and honor your true interests. This change not only makes you happy, but it also fits with the Stoic practice of focusing on what means most to you. In the end, never give up your happiness to make other people happy. Instead, stay true to yourself and put your own happiness first. You are not only taking care of your own wants, but you are also living an honest and satisfying life. Sixth, don't let your fear of being alone control you. Making choices based on fear, especially fear of being alone, is like trying to find your way on a dangerous road in the dark without a flashlight. Every step is uncertain, and you might end up somewhere you didn't mean to be. In relationships, this kind of fear-driven decision-making often leads to bad choices and compromises that hurt your health and happiness. Let's look at how Stoicism can help us deal with these unknowns. Stoics teach us to focus on what we can change and let go of what we can't. One thing we can definitely change is how we think about being alone. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic scholar, makes this point. Your happiness rests on the thoughts you have. By changing how we see things, we can turn solitude into a time of growth and self-discovery. Aristotle said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." This isn't just a philosophical statement. It's also good advice for everyday life. Taking the time to understand yourself, explore the inner landscapes of your soul, and celebrate what makes you unique is priceless. Being self-aware is the basis for making good decisions. If you're in a relationship where you feel constantly unappreciated, the fear of being alone might make you stay in the relationship even though it's clear that it's bad for your health. But if you embrace solitude and work on improving yourself, you learn to value yourself more. You start to see that being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. It means you have the chance to build a loving relationship with yourself. This kind of relationship builds a solid foundation for all other relationships. When you do decide to let someone into your life, it won't be because you're running away from solitude. It will be because they add something special to your life. They complement and enhance what you already full. This approach fits perfectly with the Stoic principle of living according to nature. That means living in line with your beliefs and true self. Know your worth and don't make decisions based on fear. If you're afraid of being alone, remember the Stoic practice of voluntary pain and spend some time by yourself on purpose to get used to it. By doing this, you build up your strength and learn that you can do well by yourself. Accept the journey of self-discovery with open arms and let courage be your guiding light. This will lead to a life full of happiness and important connections. Each relationship you choose will be one where both people want to grow and learn. In conclusion, don't make choices based on fear, especially when it comes to relationships. Instead, use the teachings of Stoicism to become more self-aware, love yourself, and be strong. By doing this, you'll create a life full of real, fulfilling relationships that help you on your journey, instead of getting in the way of it. Explain it. Seventh, don't let other people mess up your relationships. Don't move away from your family and friends because you're interested in someone else. If you only water one branch of a tree and ignore the roots, you'll hurt the whole tree in the long run. You can think of each friend and family member as an important branch that supports and sustains you. If you start to pull away from these important people, you're not just losing a few contacts. You're risking the whole support network that has always been there to hold you up. Think about the Stoics' teachings about how important balance and interconnectedness are in our lives. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic philosopher, wrote that what affects one part affects the whole. This means that if we neglect our relationships with friends and family, we are not only hurting those relationships, we are hurting ourselves. Imagine having a friend who has always been there for you, helping you through hard times and celebrating your successes. You are hurting your friend and losing a valuable source of support and joy if you suddenly stop talking to this friend because you are in love with someone else. Over time, you may feel alone and less supported because you let one relationship overshadow the many others that are just as important. Plato said that people are like dirt. They can either feed you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. If you choose to cut off your relationships with loved ones to please other people, you may be setting yourself on a difficult path that could slow your personal growth. That's why it's important to actively maintain and strengthen these connections. Take steps to reconnect with the people who mean most to you. Put time and effort back into your relationships with family and friends. They are an unbreakable support system that keeps you grounded and gives you the strength to grow and thrive. Value the relationships that last and the friends who have been there for you through good times and bad. Enjoy the love and support of the important people in your life, and remember that they are your constant. Your rock in the moving life's sands in the spirit of good sense. Remember that true strength comes from living a balanced and harmonious life. Your relationships with friends and family are like the tree's roots and branches. They give you stability and support. Don't let a new relationship make you neglect these important connections. Instead, work to strengthen all of them so that you stay grounded and supported no matter where life takes you. Some parts of your past should stay private. Telling someone everything about your past is like opening all the drawers in your life's cabinet and showing off both your treasures and your trials. Your history, especially your struggles and hardships, is very personal. It's a record of the path you've taken, the battles you've fought, and the lessons you've learned. These are not just stories for other people to enjoy or criticize at their leisure. When you spill all your past secrets, you're not just telling old stories, you're leaving open wounds that might still be healing, leaving yourself open to being hurt or misused. Marcus Aurelius once said, "What stands in the way of action becomes the way." This means that our struggles and problems are necessary for growth, but they are also personal and should not be shared without thought. For example, if you tell someone about a time you failed horribly at something you really cared about, they might judge you, making you feel vulnerable and exposed. It is said that a person is not free until they are master of themselves. To be in charge of yourself, you need to know when to speak and when to be quiet. Telling the listener everything about your past can also be too much for them. It's like reading a whole book at once without stopping. It might be too much to handle all at once. Instead, talk about your experiences one at a time, like parts in a book, letting other people fully understand and respect every step of your journey. Some of your secrets should stay between you, and only certain people should know about the worst things that have happened to you. Sharing only what you think is necessary and keeping the most private parts of your journey hidden. This kind of careful sharing isn't just about privacy, it's also about staying strong and protecting your spirit. Choose carefully who you let know your deepest secrets. Your personal history is unique to you. It shapes who you are and shouldn't be shared with just anyone. By keeping the more private parts of your story private, you protect your own safety and honor. Remember Epictetus's wise words. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. When you do decide to share your life story, make sure it's with someone you trust and who will respect your experiences. That's right. Only people who really care about you should hear the most private parts of your life story. In the fast-paced dance of life, It's easy to get caught up in meeting other people's needs and trying to win their approval. In this mad rush, we forget to celebrate our own hard-won victories and the progress we've made. It's important to remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is a milestone that should be celebrated. Imagine you are hiking through the mountains. Each step uphill may not seem important by itself, but together they make a path that leads to the top. Think of the times when you reach a lookout point. These are the milestones that show how far you've come. They are the real-life proof of your strength and determination. As the philosopher Epictetus said, never depend on the admiration of others. Instead, take a moment to celebrate your own achievement. Take a moment to remember the late nights, hard work, and problems you've solved. Each success, no matter how big or small, shows how strong and determined you are. Celebrate these wins. Enjoy them, and let them remind you of the incredible journey you are on. Life isn't just about getting to the end goal. It's about enjoying every step along the way and being brave enough to face both the highs and the lows. So let's raise a glass to our journey, celebrating our victories and finding joy in every moment of our relationships, especially with women. It's important to keep this calm attitude. Don't lose yourself trying to get someone else's approval or validation. Instead, focus on your own growth and successes. For example, if you're working late to reach a personal goal, don't give up your progress to make someone else happy. Imagine that you've been working hard for hours to improve a skill or reach a personal milestone, like learning a new language or finishing a hard project at work. When you reach a milestone, you feel proud of yourself. Instead of looking for praise from other people, take a moment to recognize your own hard work. Enjoy the feeling of having accomplished something good for yourself, or remember a time when you had to deal with a personal struggle, like getting over a fear or sticking to a fitness plan. Every little win, like finishing a workout or facing a fear, is a big step forward. Don't wait for other people to notice or praise your growth. Instead, be proud of your hard work and determination. Stoic wisdom tells us to find strength within ourselves and be our own source of approval. When we do this, we can build healthier, more balanced relationships where we support each other's growth without losing sight of our own journey. Remember that real strength comes from recognizing our own worth and celebrating our own successes. Let's keep going forward with confidence, enjoying each step along the way and being proud of what we've accomplished. Number 10. Don't let anyone take away your peace of mind. Protecting your peace of mind should be just as important as protecting a valuable gem. But too often we let other people's demands, criticisms, or bad energy mess with our inner calm. Remember that your mind needs to be well protected, like a fortress. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. If you keep letting other people into your mind, you'll lose your peace and be open to stress and anxiety. If someone at work is always complaining about everything from their job to the weather, it's easy to give in to their negativity. But remember that their mood doesn't have to control yours. Instead, recognize how they feel without letting it change how you feel. Focus on your tasks while staying calm and collected. Or imagine a family gathering where a member of the family always finds a way to criticize your choices. You might want to defend yourself, but instead try to see their comments as a reflection of their own insecurities. Show them that their words don't affect your inner peace by staying cool or even silent. It's time to strengthen your defenses. Instead of taking on other people's problems or negativity, set limits that keep them from drowning you. Respond with calmness and detachment to keep your serenity. For example, if a friend calls you over and over to complain about their problems, it's fine to listen, But it's also important to know when to step back and not let their stress throw you off balance. Your peace of mind should be a safe place for you, not a battleground for other people's problems. It should be a safe place where you can go to get strength and comfort. In the midst of daily stress, renewal and clarity, mindfulness or meditation can help you keep your mind calm and clear. Think about what Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, said: "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." Understand this, and you will be strong. Remember that your mental space is sacred. Keep it clear, calm, and impenetrable by following Stoic principles. This way, you can handle life's challenges with grace and resilience, knowing that no one can disturb your inner tranquility. As we say goodbye to today, I want to take a moment to stress how powerful your choices are and how important it is to stay true to yourself. We can all make decisions that are in line with our deepest desires, even if they go against what other people might expect from us. Life is full of surprises and challenges, but by putting wisdom, courage, justice, and discipline first, you can live a life that is not only fulfilling, but also true to who you are. Don't just try to fit in with everyone else. Remember that you can make your own path to enjoy what makes you unique, and to write a life story that shows what you believe and value. To please other people, you don't have to give up who you are or your happiness. Stoicism teaches us that real freedom comes from knowing that we are in charge of our own thoughts and actions. So the next time you feel like you have to give up your time or share more than you feel comfortable with, remember that you have the freedom to choose a different path. You are not required to follow anyone else's rules. Claim the right to guide your own life based on what's truly important to you. Now is the time to break free from old habits that don't serve you. Make a decision today, commit to it, and start working towards becoming the best version of yourself, no matter what obstacles you face. If this video has inspired you or given you new ideas, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and family so they can also learn from these timeless insights. Please let us know what you think about today's discussion. If you agree with everything we've talked about, please leave a comment saying, "I agree 100%, or tell us about your own experiences. Thank you for joining us on this journey to greater understanding and lasting strength. Until next time, remember to be mindful, stay strong, and keep embracing the knowledge of Stoicism.